Chuggalos, welcome back to episode 252 of the Brew Crew podcast. I am by myself once again. Unfortunately, JT is off taking care of real world things. We couldn't reschedule it for some time this week, and I had so much that I had to talk about today that I was like, I will go solo. I will do it by myself. I'm energized. I'm prepared for it. Took notes, and I got a lot to talk about. So first things first. This just happened in the last week. It's beer news. There's a whole bunch of beer news to get to. Ciao, the number 2 beer out of China, but is widely proliferated around the United States. Like if you go to an Asian food restaurant, is in the news for the wrong reasons. There is viral video out of a worker getting up on top of a vat and peeing or relieving himself in a vat of what is destined to be beer ingredients. So a lot of the jokes, a lot of the pundits have said, you make jokes about beer tasting like piss, and unfortunately, it's having real-world effects. So as it's in China, and they have a lot of lashback and social peering of each other, they called the cops. That's how they're going to deal with it. And there's a good chance that this guy will never see the light of day, because in China, you're not going to get away with that with a slap on the wrist. That's going to be felt through the generations probably of that individual's family. I was researching up on it a little bit more as I'm prepping to do my first beer, and you'll see why. They took a business hit in Korea. It's a popular beer, and the lashback, Tsingtao sales, Tsingtao are down like 25% across the board just in Korea. And if you know anything about Korea and China and a lot of those, there's a lot of animosity between those countries anyways, with Korea and China not as much, but definitely Korea and Japan. But not, putting your best ingredients in your beer. How that video got leaked out is incredible, but it's been shared all over the interwebs. Okay, first beer, then back to beer news. This is a beer. This is a Hoppin Frog Killa Vanilla Extraordinary IPA, and it comes in a double deuce. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to drink this myself, but we'll see, because I'm going to do 2 today to try to carry everything that I'm going to talk about today. So anyways, this is a IPA coming in at 7.5%, and unfortunately, we've never done Hoppin Frog on the podcast. I know I've had it elsewhere in life. They're probably widely known for their Russian Imperial that comes in like the 8-ounce cans. But I'm just going to go with the crack so I can get started on this and wet my whistle. Oh, and it is exploding. So that was going to be the one thing that I was going to say about this. Oh, and it's all over my notes. If you know anything about me, I absolutely hate when beer gets on paper, or like any sort of moisture gets on paper, as it ruins and this just happens to be my sought after beer notes that I write for every episode. So a little bit, that's what happens when you record these live. But into the cooler with you, it's ruining another beer. That's fine. I'll have to pack this up a little bit. That's fine. Okay. This was going to be the problem. This was one of the beers, if you guys, if the Chuggalos recall, back at the beginning of the summer, there was a guy, local guy, that was selling a bunch of beer. And his name is Steve. He's not a Chuggalo, he's not a listener, but guy had 20 to 25,000 bottles and cans of beer that were organized in his basement, but he was never going to get to. And I couldn't find a born-on dating for this. It's calmed down a little bit. I should have had a towel knowing that this was a potential. So I threw it down in the cooler. But anyways, and some of these IPAs that I've gotten from him, because he's had some of these for years, and again, I couldn't find the born-on dating. It's still foaming. I can't get the camera over, but I'm going to go with the pour anyway. So that might impede the taste of this beer, but we'll see. But I bought a couple other beers from him, so most of them have been good so far from the ones that I've tried. Unfortunately, there's been a couple of them that most IPAs don't age very well, for freshness reasons, and they're designed to be drank immediately. That's got a good color on it. It's got an amazing head. Sad story about my Schlitz glass. This had a twin, and I put it in the dishwasher, and unfortunately it fell down and broke in the dishwasher, like it bumped into another hardier glass. It's actually not bad. There is no vanilla. And this beer, the main shtick for this beer is that it's brewed with vanilla bean. There's no vanilla bean in this that I got. It's not a bad beer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to drink all 22 because it just seems like a ho-hum. On the nose, it's got like a little like stank to it. Not in a positive, like a dank IPA way. Just you can tell that it's past its prime, which is truly unfortunate. And this is the only one that I have from them. I have a lot of Hoppin Frog that I got from Steve, a couple of verticals or whatever. And unfortunately, I'm gonna see what the rest of them hold out to, but there might be the might be the lost opportunity. And again, pennies on the dollar for most of these. I didn't pay retail for a lot of this stuff, so I'm not too concerned. Dang my notes. All right. Just getting it. So thank you. This is going to be rough. Usually I relish these opportunities to excel. But all right. So I will go on about this. Maybe it will grow on me. I don't get any of the vanilla that it's advertised. They still make this beer, and I'll go into that once I get into the website review a little bit, but I wanted to do one other beer story. So in the great state of Wisconsin, my home state, and the state that JT would probably put in the bottom 13 states that he would least likely to be one of his favorite places, so you guys can figure out the math on that. Our number one convenience store, I think they were just voted the number one convenience store in the country. Beating out like Sheetz and Wawa and all those East Coast darlings. I think they even beat Buc-ee's. But for just customer approval or whatever, everyone loves going to Quick Trips. KWIK, not QUIK, which they are in Iowa. They have a rewards app, so you go to the store. Excuse me. You go to the store. You get points or whatever, and you can redeem those points for, points off gas or whatever. Like Speedway has them, all these other places have them, rewards programs. Well, the rewards app was down for like 12 hours, and customers were saying, hey, for this infringement upon my ability to redeem my quick points, can you gift us a beer? So Quick Trip responded. And from now until November 1st, this is the day before Halloween, but they announced this like 5 days ago, you can go redeem for each Quick Trip points account that you have 1 16-ounce Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Bud Light at any of their stores. So just a single, not a 12-pack or anything like that. But, like a Miller Lite, it has that nice 16-ounce resealable bottle. So you can just go there, and just because a fan said, this inconveniences me, will you be able to gift us a free beer? And they responded in kind. So it'll be interesting to see. I know a few friends have gone and redeemed their free beer. Whether or not, it's going to be successful because Quick Trip has a huge brand loyalty in Wisconsin and surrounding states. Excuse me. Okay, Hoppin Frog. I'm going to do Hoppin Frog is from Akron, and one of the other stories that I have is about another Akron brewery, and we'll get into that here shortly. But okay, Hoppin Frog. So you go to their website. It's just Hoppin, no G. So I will bring up. I'm pulling JT's and slamming that. Okay, so you go to Hoppin Frog, and again, no G. Just Hoppin, like you're a cool guy or gal. Frog. Okay, beer all over me. It's just in my cooler, all over my nice clean pants. Okay, so you go to our story, and there's a couple of things I really like about this website. This website is amazing. So you go to our story. It's just one paragraph. Hoppin Frog is an artisanal brewery in Akron, Ohio, so northern Ohio, up by Cleveland. Established in 2006, brewing with an uncompromising and relentless focus. Again, those Amplification words focusing on detail from ingredient selection and brewing process. The brewery has become known for quality around the world and now distributes in 22 states and 40 foreign countries. It's interesting, so many different foreign countries without covering all the states. But there's got to be some, marketing decision prowess behind that. And their brewmaster, Fred Karm, has been a brewer since '94, so long in the game, who has designed 26 award-winning beers at Great American Beer Festival or the Beer World Cup, which are the World Series and the Super Bowl of beer. Okay. What do I like about this website? Membership. I love memberships. So if you go to membership, they have the Bodacious Beer Box, the Rare Beer Club, and RBC Beers, which, let's click on RBC Beers as I enjoy this beer. Again, they're rare beer clubs. And those cans I'm talking about is Boris the Crusher and Chorus the Quasher. They're oatmeal and they're thicker, heavier stouts. And again, they make your hand, like if you've ever seen that famous picture of Andre the Giant or George Mirasan holding a pop can, that's how you will see with one of these cans in your hand. But again, the Rare Beer Club, you have action to be able to buy beers before, like beer only, a rare beer only portal. I love memberships. I like feeling like I'm getting something additional. That's why I'm a member of the brewery, BRUERY, and I threw the link in a couple weeks ago. I got some rare beer here the last couple of weeks from them. But again, bundling, ability to purchase brewery only. I wish that there was more membership opportunities here in Dayton. I know there's 5th Street Brew Pub, but I haven't been there in a while. That's a membership owner. There was the second membership owner structure brewery to be opened in the United States. The first one was in Austin, and we went there persistently for the first couple of years, and then kids happened or whatever. But and other places in the area offer different opportunities with beer, but great opportunities if you still want to be a member and you listen in the Dayton area to go down to 5th Street Brew Pub. They incentivize buying beers. Okay. So anyways, back to this beer. I'm going to pour myself a little bit more. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to grade this one too highly just because, again, that's pouring pretty inaggressively, but just that head on it. So I didn't agitate it or prompt that as much as the pour would suggest. I mean, if you took the vanilla expectation out of this beer, it would be a great IPA that offers a lot of that West Coast vibe that you're looking for. The citrus and that acrid, almost those alpha acids that you look for in a well-constructed, well-built IPA. Again, just not that vanilla. I think that vanilla retarded off. They still make this beer. I'm going to have to try to find it. Hoppin Frog isn't that widely proliferated in the area. I mean, there's a couple of places that have like the one-offs, but this is one of their specialties. Man, off the top rope. Again, a lot of this is on mine, not at the fine people of Hoppin Frog. I'm only going to give this a 3.0. It's fine. I really was excited about that vanilla. The reason I put this in the fridge is I was making steaks last night, sucking the wounds or licking the wounds after, or sucking, either way, after the Packers loss, and just playing without a lot of purpose or, a real game plan, executing a game plan that they wanted to. And I was going to drink it with some steak. I'm glad because I stuck to bourbon yesterday because this would have retarded the enjoyment of the steak a little bit. So I'm going to give this a 3.0. A lot of that I don't put on Hoppin Frog because I like their product. I've come to expect excellence from their product. They're a dependable, reliable name. I'm just going to say, and you guys saw the reason it blew up, it's just past its prime. I don't know the bottling date. It's not available on the bottle. At least I couldn't find it. But if knowing the rest of the relics that I got from Steve, it's got to be more than a couple years old. All right. While we're in Akron, and this is going to be an important part, is I just got sent this from Chuggalos Stev. So if you go to GoFundMe, and I'm going to put this link below. So I'm going to do this in real time. I'm not very familiar with GoFundMe, and I've contributed to a couple of them. There's a lot of thoughts out there on that. But Ciao Brewing, who we have done multiple times before on the podcast, and we really like his story. We believe he started off as a gypsy brewer, but anyways, kind of like Nipcock or Nor in particular. Nipcock is Cabinet of Curiosities. He just started, Ronald Shea, the brewmaster, started a GoFundMe, and he's out of Akron. And if you go, again, I'll put the link down below. COVID has really affected their business model, and they have 2 separate locations. Excuse me. So he's hoping to raise $2.3 million to save the brewery locations, and the information is on the website. But he's got different tiers. Again, this podcast today, just from my cursory research, is going to be a lot about memberships. So basically, he's offering memberships to or clubs. So like $150 gets you a mug club, $5 full pours. If you're in the Akron area and you get out and have the opportunity, a lot of these pay for themselves. Early access to new releases before they hit the menu. Or then $250 gets you 4 brew floor tour tickets, exclusive, brew floor tour, BAs, barrel age tastings, exclusive 22-ounce bomber, 10% off food for a year, 20% off merchandise for a year. So again, paying it forward. You can go through. I don't want, it's not good content to read it all through, but there's some real tangible opportunities here. Again, if you're a frequenter of the area, which brings me up another one. I think we'll have to check stats. I know, JT, this isn't the first brewery that we've done before on the podcast that is getting struck down by rebounding, the COVID loans, small business loans, and everything like that. A lot of the market is turning on them, and it is, not as affordable as it was during COVID, where businesses were being propped up to continue operating under that same business principle. Another one that strikes home for me in my hometown of Eau Claire is Modicum. Modicum just announced that they were ceasing all activities. They outwardly explored other opportunities, finding new buildings, new space. So Third and Vine, which is one of my favorite bars back home, they do like a charcuterie. They have an amazing cooler selection. Modicum, though, is the reason why I bring it up is Third and Vine bought all of Modicum's stock, all of their existing kegs or whatever, and they're doing a Modicum run till it's all gone at the bar there. And they only have, I believe, 6 draft lines there, but they have all the sealed product that you can drink. So they're a hybrid, very similar to the Barrel House, which I'll be mentioning later. But Ciao, so if you have the opportunity, check out the link below. It's gone up $1,000 since I just checked it here in the last couple of hours. But help out if you are able to with just local breweries, because as they took advantage of the loans that were available during COVID, let's make sure that we keep that inertia going, because this is 2 breweries in a week that we've had and lauded highly, and I've been to Modicum. I'm not sure if I know we haven't been to Ciao, but we definitely buy it around here, and it's a great product when you're able to enjoy it. All right, so with that, man, I had high hopes for this beer, but I'm going to keep at it. In other news, where's my timer? What am I at? Ooh, almost 20 minutes. Holy cow. All right. Time goes by when you're spilling beer all over the place and exploding. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the Advent calendar. So I just got another update today. We are at 15 Advent calendars. We were at 12 for the longest time. Now we're at 15. A bunch of those are going back north. You still have time. If you're going to meet us at the Barrel House on the 10th of November, Friday the 10th of November, they open at 11. My goal is to be standing outside at 10:55, and it's a pajama party. Feel free to come down with us. We're trying to limit the marching orders that we give our friends at the Barrel House because we don't want to impede the creativity. But again, we try to get a little bit outside of Ohio. We've said we would like some whales this year. Some of the whales that they've suggested, be it Anchorage or Bourbon County Barrel Stout comes out that week. We want stuff that's going to be designed to be drank fresh. A lot of those BCBSs, especially with the adjuncts, you let them sit in a beer cellar for a couple of years and let them, mature a little bit and round off some of the sharp edges. But still, man, that head is just not going down. That's like a joke. Maybe that's where all the vanilla is. But back to the advent calendar. I'm hoping we get to 20. The final 5 might be a push. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm going to be taking 8 of them myself. How I'm going to fit them in my car. It could be 9 too, depending on how we organize transportation that day. But there's going to be a real opportunity. Come down, even if you don't want to build a calendar. Come down, have a beer with us. I know JT and I have both expressed that we would buy you a beer if you come on down. I know Stev will take advantage of that, but I hope that other Chuggalos out there will take advantage of that too. So that's awesome. Last comment that I have before I get to my second beer. Chuggalo Dave just commented that he doesn't like banana. I didn't realize that banana was a polarizing fruit. Which is going to segue nicely into my second beer. I thought bananas were one of those universally desired or sought after beers. Dog's going wild. Raja. All right, probably another dog walking by. Just a fantastic recording today. Not a strength. All right. Beer number 2. Beer number 2 I'm very excited for. Beer number 2. I am going to be right back. Let me check something. I can keep talking at the same time. All right. No one's out there. Okay, beer number 2 was bought by my lovely wife. Sorry about that. I wish I was better at editing this stuff. It is Ope, which has just become a huge huge marketing scheme in Wisconsin and Minnesota too. But this is Ope Brewing Company. They're out of West Allis, and this is their Sourry. We'll get into that. And this is a line from them, Sourry Blueberry. Okay. So we're going to go with the crack on this one. So this is a Berliner Weiss coming in at 5.5%. Comes in a pint can. Can was not primed. 3, 2, 1. Oh, excellent. I'm excited for this one, especially after the bitterness and everything clear my palate out a little bit. Oh. And remember, we're going to talk more about fruits, especially with this being blueberry. Wow. So my wife bought this when she was back home a couple of months ago, visiting some family. And the beer was, the fridge was really full at the time. So I told her, don't buy too much, but buy something, that I would enjoy or whatever. And she knows like my sweet spot, which is wet for beer. Anything and everything, because again, you got to try it all. So you can find out more about Ope Brewing at opebrewingco.com. Once you get there, a couple of things that just jump out at me that this is a Wisconsin brewery that I really love. It's the website doesn't look ultra modern, but I love the kitschiness of it. And if you go there, you'll see why. More than tasty beers and seltzers, so they do seltzers too. Stop by for food trucks, bar games, live music, and more. We're dog friendly too, inside and out. Unlock a plethora of perks with our membership. Yet another membership. So you click on membership, They have everything. Memberships are 12 months. Perks: $1 off full pours of beer and seltzers, $1 off crowlers, $1 off buy your own flights, build your own flights, excuse me, 10% patio pitchers, a craft brewery that does pitchers. I need to think about that for a second. Does that happen very often? I don't think so. Somebody comment down below, maybe Stev or something. If they're like, I don't know if WBC up there, Chuggalo Dave does it either, but a craft brewer that does pitchers. That's awesome. 10% packaged beer, 20% merchandise, to-go beer available the day before public release. Again, like could you imagine that for like Dark Lord Day or something if Three Floyds did that? The brewery does it with Black Tuesday. Members got it 3 weeks before just standard citizens walking around. That's how I got mine. Invites to member-only events. Like, that's awesome. Like, again, how maybe that would be the new way to pick up people. You know, like if you're a member and your future Mr. or Mrs. Is also a member, and then you already established that, hey, I'm going to spend a premium on craft beer. I'm coming up with something here, folks. So anyways, that's awesome. If I was still closer, West Allis is in the greater Milwaukee area. For those of you that aren't in or aren't up on your Wisconsin geography. But if we go back to the main page, again, opebrewingco.com. The other thing that gets me excited, they do volleyball and bags leagues, which is there's a couple of places down here that do leagues. Every larger bar that has the space. So this is a brewing company that does pitchers and does volleyball and bar leagues. So if I live close to this place, if they did trivia one day a week, this would be my home station because this beer is dynamite. And we're going to talk about the beer now. Blueberry is one of those throwaway fruits for me. It's not in my S tier. It's not in my A tier. We always get these juices for the girls. In us too. They're called Buy Fives, BAI fives. And the pack that they come in comes with a clementine orange, blueberry, a cherry, and what's the other orange one? Anyways, I go after the cherry. My wife goes after the oranges. One's a mango, one's a mango and one's a clementine. And the girls, we like throw the blueberries at them because they like them. My daughters like blueberry Pop-Tarts, which, again, blueberry is fine. But if you give me my choice, I'm not going, I know they make a rhubarb of this. Drinking this, I want the rhubarb even more. So, okay, back to this. Blueberry, 5.5% Berliner Weiss, the Sourry. This is great. This really builds on the earthy, brief tartness that a fresh-picked blueberry has. And a lot of the blueberries that you're getting in stores right now, because a blueberry is a much more robust fruit, these are going to be larger late-season blueberries, and they don't have that because they are kind of mellowed out over their prime, but they're still good. My daughters eat the crap out of them. This is phenomenal. I am excited about this brewery. I'm excited about everything that they offer. The fact that they have membership, volleyball and bags league. I wish I was back in Wisconsin, and if I was, this would be a haunt for me. Like looking at the pictures, this is a place that I could see myself frequenting, knowing that they have seltzers too. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate. I know we're a craft beer podcast. I enjoy a seltzer. I enjoy having something that's not going to fill me with regret and keep me bloated. My favorites right now are like the High Noon series because they have good flavor, and again, they don't leave you feeling like you look like one of the clumps from the Nutty Professor. For JT, I know he's been doing those reaction videos, which have been great, and then I found out that I'm really long-winded, which this episode won't hurt, or it won't help that case. God, this is just fresh, vibrant, everything. It almost tastes like fresh blueberry, like you poured blueberry juice right in it. So Man, off the top rope, I'm going to give this beer a 4.75. I'm going to have to document that. JT, this is a beer that you will be able to have because this was going to be one of the ones I was going to do today. The other one, because it was going to be my beer day for our joint, I'm saving because there's a lot more build to that beer. A lot more resonance with that beer. But, man, this beer, I don't know if it's crush. I don't know if I could have more than 2 of these. I don't know. We'll soon find out. I got to replenish the fridge. Anyways, as we're trailing off, I'm at a solid 30. I feel like I covered a whole bunch of stuff, man. Peeing and beers, everything like that. I really enjoy doing these concise episodes. Hopefully, besides the beer exploding, because now I got to deal with that and the residuals everywhere. Go back to this beer. That's a clean glass, just how it hangs on there. That lacing. Oh, man, comparing the two, it's just past its prime. But that's it. I know I'm going to give you guys a heads up. There will be a week in November where I will be gone. JT and I have yet to talk about this. The one thing I'm looking forward to, and we'll have a report, is I'm taking JT out to pay up a bet on Friday night. He has yet to get back to me on what that is. But between our weeks and everything, very robust big days, and this was the only day I was going to be able to do. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do. But this is the mothership. You're the Chuggalos. That's all. I didn't even use besides the intro music. So that's it. Thank you for all the support. We're at 95 subscribers. We're gonna get to 100. We're getting there. Like it's growing. We're clawing our way. Sorry, Stacy. There are people on the internet that dig that and need that. So that's all I have. Thank you for all the support, all the commentary, and everything. It gives us something to talk about. Forwarding me stories. I like all that. And we're slowly one episode before the Advent calendar build. Again, 10 November, Barrel House, downtown Dayton. Be there or be square. That's it. Cheers.